One of the aspects of the technology I use is I do team building and communication seminars, and I try to see, can we enhance the fibers of communication, seen and unseen. One of the great philosophers said that 98% of our communication is unseen, and that's what people open up to, and it became a little disconcerting. But years ago, we did an adventure training on Maui, Hawaii. There were 5 participants, all men. My co-trainer was another chiropractor, Dr. Randy Elliott. And one of the things we do, and we do a lot of adventurous things in an adventure training. We do paintball wars, we jump out of airplanes with parachutes, by the way. Snorkel, scuba dive, deep sea fishing we did once, a couple of times I guess. But on one particular seminar, at this one where I was co-training, we had contacted the local Maui Hawaiian men who did paintball and asked them, if they had a facility, which they said they did, and did they have weapons we could rent, which they said they did. And so we rented the weapons in the facilities. We ended up at the facility, and they said, well, with your money that rented our stuff, it gave us enough money to get new weapons, so we've got the semi-automatics. They just had to squeeze their trigger and away the balls went. We had to bang, bang, do that. And you get to use our old equipment. We're going to rent you our old equipment. And this is the field we play on every day, and we have got 7 guys together to play with you. And I said, well, I'm doing a team building seminar, and I want to work with my group. And he said, well, here's our terms, take them or leave them. So at one point, they said to us, we're going to do the drug dealer game. And they said, we go out into the jungle with a bag, and if you can get the bag, then you win. If we kill all your guys with paintballs, then you lose. So they went out in the jungle. About 45 minutes later, most of us, my team was dead, and a lot of their team was on. You go off the sidelines, you take your mask off, and we're standing there, and 2 of the Hawaiian guys come out, and they're kind of strutting. Yeah, we got you. It took a while, but we got y'all. I said, no. I still have a man on the field. And I said, in order to win this game, you have to get him off the field. And a guy named Dale was still on the field. He got one of them before the other got him. And so they won the game after 45 or 50 minutes of play. I said, okay, let's turn the tables, guys. Let me take my team onto the field and see what happens when we go out on the field as a team. Dale, who was walking away from me, I called him, and I called him twice, and he kept walking, and finally I had to scream. And I'm looking up at him because he's just not connected to the team. I can feel that. And I walked right up to him and I said, do you have communication for me? And he looked down at me because I'm not a very tall person. And he was just shaking. He was so mad because I dared to scream at him. And he looked down at me and I said, how about you, little guy? And he said, that could work right now. And I said, I need to know where you are. I said, this is a team. We all need to know where you're going, what you're up to. And he said, okay. And he told us where he was going. He and 3 other guys were our first line of defense. My co-trainer and I were the second line of defense. And then there was another man who was a sharpshooter who had been in the Swiss military as the last line of defense with the bag and ready to sharpshoot these guys as they came in. The whistle started for the game. We settled down on a deep grass. And about 5 to 7 minutes later, we heard a call. Okay, game's over. Take your equipment off. You can come out now. And I went to stand up, and my co-trainer Randy said, wait. He said, they're just trying to get us to stand up so they can shoot us. He said, they've got everybody else. Hey, you did. I would have stood up. We sat there for another 10 minutes, and finally they said, okay, all of our equipment's off, which means you can't shoot at them. And the game is over. It's over. It was over when we finished the game a few minutes ago. We'd been working for about 3 days building the team connectedness, visibly and invisibly. And what I think happened was that these gentlemen walked into a field of onto an invisibly connected team that was so intimately connected that they couldn't penetrate it. They didn't even get past our first line of defense. They had superior weapons, they had superior knowledge of the grounds that they were on, but we had a superior communication and team building.